Hello. Welcome to the call. Welcome to Table Talk Thursday, 12 noon every day on Thursdays. Your girl C-Bell here, live and in person, and excited to be here with you guys another Thursday. Um, I'm having the best day of my life, as Coach Ella would say. And so I hope that you are having the best day of your life too. Super excited about today's call. A lot of information to share with you guys about auctions. And we've had these conversations before. We've had guest speakers. We've gone to New Orleans to participate in the lottery auction down there. But I have a young lady on today that's going to talk about how auctions work in Detroit. So as we are getting ready to receive her, who's out there? Are you guys ready? Tell me where you're from. You from the DMV? You're from Detroit? You're from Philly? You're from the Big Apple? Where are you? Say something back to me. Let me know that you are here. I am here and I am ready to talk to you guys today. We have some interesting properties to show you guys today as well that will be coming up for auction in Detroit. And we're going to talk about the registration process. We're going to talk about how that works, how much it costs to get in on the auction process. And so I hope that you guys are ready for the ride. So as I bring my guest speaker for today on to Table Talk, I want to introduce to you Miss Antoinette Jones. Hey, boss lady, how are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you. How are you? Thanks so much for having me.
Yes, I'm having the best day of my life. I'm so excited that you are here. I remember when you was in the DMV the last time and we got a chance to do our face-to-face and we went for lunch. We went over to the Veteran Center. We met Coach Ella and we just kind of talked about a lot of things that go on with tax sales and how people have built generational wealth by purchasing these properties for pennies on a dollar. And I remember when we went to New Orleans, my next level investing club went to New Orleans in June. And it was just so fascinating to me to see the process. This one was a lottery. The lottery auction and how people were excited. They had their paddles and they were raising them. And we did well. I think most of us walked away with a property. And now, I know we have to wait for the redemption period. And I think in New Orleans, it's about 3 years. But at the end of the day, we did do well with the properties that we walked away with. Some people even bought land. So I know that you have had successes in Detroit bidding at the auctions and you know how it all works. So you are here today to tell us how to do it so we can try to make some money in the upcoming auction if we decide to move forward with that. So, boss lady, tell me how let's start with the registration process because that's first. I know there are deadlines. I know there's amounts of money that we have to pay to get these to be to participate. So tell me a little bit about that.
Okay. Well, in Detroit, they have auctions 2 times per year, once in September and once in October.
Okay.
So in the September auction, which actually is closing today, you would do $2,500 if you want to bid on one property, and you would do $10,000 for the option to bid on multiple properties. And if you want a premium property, then that's like $25,000. But they just have a few that are identified as the premium properties. So you put whatever deposit down that you choose, as well as a $50 non-refundable registration fee.
Okay.
And that's pretty
And
much it. You go online, pay your deposit.
so you go online, you make your deposit, and then the day of the auction, you log in and you start to just see. Tell me about that part. You see the ones that you like, and as they come up, you put your bid in. How's that work?
Yes, after the registration, there's a
Uh-huh.
probably like a few weeks in between before
Uh-huh.
the bidding begins. And
Uh-huh.
so that's when you probably want to start your selection process, if not even before then, right? So,
Yes.
is there a lag?
So, I'm sorry.
Okay, so what? Yeah, you select the properties that you want,
Uh-huh.
and you kind of want to drive by them if you can, scope them out. You want to check that the location is the actual same thing that the tax assessors and everybody have. 'Cause sometimes people would even change the address. You'd be surprised, or the location may not even be there, and you think you're paying 10,000 for a house, but it's a piece of land instead.
So
So
that's
just
why you
doing
have
your
to
due
do.
diligence during that selection
Yes.
phase.
Okay. And so you're doing your due diligence by putting
Hmm.
boots on the ground and driving by, as you said, looking at the, I guess, the neighborhoods, the houses, etc. And I know that you focus in on a certain area in Detroit. That's your focus point. And why do you focus in on that particular area? And what is that area, if you don't mind sharing?
Well, I like the west side is the best side. No, so I'll do the District 5
Okay.
neighborhood. Yeah, so I do District 5. I like this particular area because it's surrounded by areas that are more higher income, like
Hmm.
the Russell Woods area and the Boston Edison area where Barry Gordy's house is, right? And it's pretty close to
Hmm.
downtown. So
Hmm.
just trying to be ahead of, what happens when gentrification takes place. I feel like,
Hmm.
that is a perfect zone to be able to acquire as many properties as I can and encourage other people to come to the same area. Um, that way we help raise the comps.
Exactly. So, how many properties do you currently own right now that you have bought from the auction? And what are you doing? Are you buying, fixing, and holding? Are you buying, fixing, and selling? So, tell me a little bit about your strategy and how you built your portfolio. Because I think when we talked at one point, you said that you bought one, fixed it up, and you live there now, and then you bought one and you were renting it out, right?
Right.
Okay.
With the one I bought that I'm renting it out, that's the one I partnered with on someone, and we bought that through another method of acquisition because there's like,
Okay.
so many different ways that you can acquire these cheap homes in Detroit. But I
Mm-hmm.
will say I got like seven in a tax auction. And
Mm-hmm.
I went ahead and sold one. So I ended
Okay.
up making
Good.
like a $3,000 profit on the sale of that one.
Okay.
And
Uh-huh.
let's see, yes, I am living in one that I fixed up as well. And
Nice.
then the other ones I'm doing more buy and hold. I'm in it for the long run because I just know in
Mhm.
5 years that area is just really going to pop. It already is.
Is that the area that you talked about, Miss Rosa Parks? Bless her heart in heaven. You said that
Yes,
that was
yes.
near where her
Rosa,
residence
Rosa
was.
Parks actually had the fee.
I'm sorry. Say it again.
Yes, she lived on a street called Virginia Park, and
Okay.
it's a street called Virginia Park. It's where Rosa Parks lived.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, having
Yeah, and
said that,
so she had to flee the South.
is what, dear? Your volume. Something's going on with
Oh
your.
no, I was telling you a story, but let's move on. It's okay.
It's okay. All right, now. Okay, so as you prepare for this upcoming auction, that you said the cutoff was today, but then the auction is going to, is this the one that you, what's the date of the one coming up?
October 10th, the registration opens for the upcoming October auction. And
Okay.
the registration will be open from the 10th through the 17th. And the
Mm-hmm.
bidding starts on the 16th through the 22nd. And
Okay. And
so,
do you? Yes. The bidding starts the 16th through the 22nd. Hello.
yes,
Okay. So, do you work
yes.
with out of state clients? Because I know you've had successes uh, doing the auctions and have picked up properties really for penny on the dollar. Because we talked about that. Do you work with out of state clients, like be their eyes and ears for them for the due diligence part? Or I remember you and I talked, I think it was last week, and you had a client that had flown in from out of state and you were working with her, I guess, to kind of drive the neighborhood, look at the properties, because you can't go in. So I guess you have to do, or can you? I don't think you, I don't know, but I know that when we did it in Louisiana, we were only able to, I think for the most part, do the four corners. We didn't go in any of them. So how does that work in Detroit
Yes,
as you
you
are
are.
helping your clients?
Yes, you totally are not supposed to go in the houses.
Right.
So, um, talk to the neighbors, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Um, one time I did go in a couple of them. I don't know, I just, but that's enter at your own risk. But definitely talking to the neighbors and doing the four corner scan.
Mm-hmm.
You can tell if it has a new roof or if the porch has been replaced. Is there electrical box there on the outside? Chances are, you know, are the meters already removed from the basement because they're older homes, and do you see the meters? So there's
Mm-hmm.
little checkpoints that you can do. And at the end of the day, even if you're going to do a full rehab and gut it,
Uh-huh.
they're all just such gems, the properties there in Detroit. It's not only just African American history, but just American history too. They're built tough, just like Ford.
Ah, I like that. Okay. So I have some photos of some that you sent to me, and I'm going to add them to the stage here. And um let's talk a little bit about the Ford. Can you see my screen okay? Yes, you can. Antoinette.
Yes,
Okay,
yes, I can hear you. Okay,
so this
so
this mhm,
this is when I went out there with the investor a couple of weeks ago. We were doing some little scouting and bird dogging, and so this is the same area I like in the west side, and so this is a two-family flat right here.
mhm,
A lot of the homes have the same layout, so this one kind of
mhm,
looks like one I have on Leslie Street.
mhm,
So I bet it's a 3-1 3-1 on each side. And
mhm.
so probably 2,700 square foot. And a lot of them homes were built in 1919. So the area is definitely up and coming. And it's just a couple blocks away from a major street.
Okay, and this is the type of property that you like to acquire when you're doing your bidding online. And
Yeah, I
normally
like the
when
brick,
you like
family
the brick.
homes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. I'll do
All
single
right.
family as well, but since I'm in it for the long haul,
You're in it for the
that
buy,
one,
fix, and hold, right? Yes.
yep. hmm That one is in the area of the Russell Woods area. Home
Mm-hmm.
values over there are kind of up to $300,000,
Mm-hmm.
at least 250 and up. That
Okay.
home didn't look like it needed much work on the outside.
Mm-hmm.
So when we walked the perimeter, everything was good. Windows were in, doors were in, and
Mm-hmm.
like I like to connect the dots from the Dexter Linwood to the Russell Woods and to the Boston Edison, those nicer areas I talked about. But that is
Mm-hmm.
actually already in the nicer area located. It's crossed over the Dexter, because when the street crosses over, it's when the neighborhood changed. So that's actually on the other side where the values are more. That was definitely a great find. I think that's one of my hot picks.
So how much would something like
Hot
this
picks,
cost?
Cecelia.
High pick. What would something like this cost at the auction? What would be like the starting bid, or it's gonna
Well,
vary?
bids start at $1,000.
Okay,
Yeah,
it
it
started at
varies. It starts
$1,000.
at $1,000, but you can guarantee that one gonna go for if you get it for under 75, it's a steal.
You mean 7,500 or seventy five
I mean
thousand?
75,000.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
okay, wow, okay. Let's go on to the next one. Now this is the one that razzled me. I like the brick. I like the height. I like the windows. I mean, the brick was what was grabbing me. And then the three ones up front, and then you got the chimney on the right over here. I was just like, oh my God, I would love to know what this uh would be going for. And we should probably talk after this call. I know it may be too late, but if this baby is still around for the next one in October, it's definitely something that I would
Mm-hmm.
like to consider um maybe looking at, okay, in terms of a purchase. It says, do you need a license to enter the auction? Antoinette, somebody has a
No,
question. Do you
ma'am.
have
No, sir.
okay, so
No,
what
you do
okay,
not.
so you just log in, pay your registration fee, know which house or houses, because I think you told me it's $2,500 to register if you're going to bid on one house, and it's $10,000 to register if you're going to bid on multiple houses. But at the end of the day, that money goes towards the property if you do acquire it, and if not, I guess
The
they just send
purchase.
it.
Correct.
Okay, okay, very good. Okay,
Yes.
this one here.
So there's no license or anything like that at all.
Okay, very good. Um,
No license required at all. You just go online and register. If you don't win the property, it's the $50, minus the $50, and also for October, it's $1,000 if you want to bid on one property only, and still 10,000 if you want more than one. So they lower that registration fee for the October auction,
okay, and is there a redemption
and
period
that
or?
is Stopel Street.
Mhm. Yeah, 12703
No,
Stoughton.
that's no redemption period. I believe you just get this deed. So,
Okay, so you telling me that
mhm.
you go to the auction, you bid on it. If you win, that becomes your property right away, and you don't have to wait for a period of time before you actually become the owner. Is that what you're
Yes, you
saying?
do not have to wait.
Okay, that is more appealing
That's what
than
I'm saying. You don't have to
going
wait.
to the lottery and having to wait 3 years and pay taxes every year until you actually are notified if the homeowner came back to pay the taxes or not, and if it's yours. So this right here is that's interesting. Okay, I like that process a lot better because you become the owner immediately, and so you can go to work and do whatever you're going to do, buy, fix, and sell, or buy, fix, and hold. Right?
Now, one thing you want to look out for, yes, and one thing you want to look out for is if the people like some of them might have a clouded title on it. If Wayne County did not service the people correctly or they couldn't
Mm-hmm.
find the people. So even though you
Mm-hmm.
get the deed, when you're trying to get like a hard money loan or something like that, hopefully before then, but that's when I found out, right? That you have to go through a quiet title process. But even with the quiet title process, you could, have a lawyer kind of go to do it. Or, Detroit Title and Escrow told me about this program I use called the Tax Title Services. And so like for $1,200 in 45 days, they'll clear that. Um, so all back taxes are cleared. There's no back taxes on the property.
So when you acquire it at the auction, you are coming in with a clear title already. No water liens, no code violations, no seconds. It's
Mm-mm.
free and ready to go. So they've done all of that for you prior to putting it on the list to be bidded on.
Yes. Hmm.
Okay. All right, super. All right. Okay, so somebody just said they learned about the taxes. Okay, so what else can you share with us about the auction and your process? And I think this was the last of the, oh, that's number 5. I can't really see, that was a little dark. 2945 Clements. You rode past this one. It looked pretty
Um,
good.
yeah, it was a two family. Two family. They have a list on there, but it's, oh gosh, it's like 175 pages of parcels and parcels and parcels.
Oh
And
wow.
so, once you identify, yeah, you have to kind of identify your zone,
Mm-hmm.
what properties are in your buy box, what's going to be your niche, or like, hey, come on the west side and be down with me, and we'll all work together, raise each other comps too. But everybody
Uh-huh.
has their own preference. Definitely understanding that. Just Detroit and the surrounding areas, it's just really booming in general. Um, and so, yeah, I'm out of state investor myself as well, but I'm back and forth like a lot.
That's right, because you live in California, but you buy in Detroit. Are you from Detroit, or do you just buy in Detroit?
I just buy in Detroit.
Really? And so, what was the attraction for you to be long distance from here to there and feeling comfortable to do that? Because once you acquire the property, you decide, well, now I have to do this work. And based on the ones that I see here, I would think that there is some rehab to be done. And so, do you have a crew in Detroit? You have people on boots on the ground there? Do you go hang out there for weeks at a time? How does that work for you?
Yes, all of the above. I do have a crew and boots on the ground, and I go back and forth. It's definitely my home away from home.
Okay.
I'm originally from Sacramento, California, born and raised, and where I still reside right now with my 3 children. And
Nice.
I got to saw a lot of revitalization take place over the course of my life. Sacramento just took off.
Uh-huh.
Particularly this neighborhood called Oak Park. Um, I say it was a hood that turned good. And
I like that term. A hood
a
that
lot of
turned good.
people, a lot of black folks kind of moved away to the new development areas. But people like my cousin, who bought her house for like 60,000 17 years ago, today her house is 450,000.
Oh wow.
And the basketball player Kevin Johnson retired from the Phoenix Suns, and he's a basketball player who came home and started putting a lot of money into the Oak Park neighborhood and buying the block and investing in the charter school. And so Sacramento ended up electing him mayor, and that area it's just 400,000 to go buy a house over there. It's very, very hard to get in. And so I saw a front row seat to revitalization. Everybody from Sacramento, we seen it. And so I set out to find the next Oak Park. Where's the next hood that needs some good? Especially after hearing Mike Epps' story too. And so, after
What's
my
the
mom
Mike's?
passed away and I had my inheritance,
Yeah.
huh?
So I'm sorry. What's the Mike Epps store? Is that
Oh,
another
yeah,
one
I
of
just
those
took my
square?
inheritance and jumped in Detroit.
Say it again.
Mike Epps, the hood to good.
Oh,
Yeah,
hood.
Mike
Okay,
Epps'
the
story
hood to the
was
good.
about the hood to good.
Uh huh.
Yeah, him and his
Okay.
wife. Well, him when he first started his career and started making money, he went back and bought all the houses he had got evicted from,
Oh
including his
wow.
grandma's house and everything. And so it's a
Okay.
neighborhood called Carrollton Kennedy neighborhood in
Uh huh.
Indiana, and
Uh huh.
so that's where he was buying the block at over there, and the home prices skyrocketed. And he said that he
Mm-hmm.
bought those homes in the '90s, and then he gave them the Home Depot regular rental and held on to them since the '90s. And so he even has a show on HGTV. It's a 2 or 3 episode show where you could see more about how him and his wife did that. But not only did Mike Epps, who helped in over there, he bought in Detroit. He bought the block as
Mm-hmm.
well. And Kevin Johnson
Okay.
from Sacramento, He's buying in Detroit right now. He just opened a Fixins. So both of them have businesses a couple of blocks from each other. It's a
Very
revolution,
nice.
and then we just have to be a part of it.
You know what? It's so interesting that you just said that we have to be a part of it and we have to work together and collaborate together, do joint ventures together, and do form these alliances where we can legally do a crowd fund to have monies to purchase the block, and it's so funny. It's just so timely for me as we get ready to do our very first live summit. All the summits that we've done from February to the present have been online, and in October on the 5th, we're actually doing a live summit that you're flying down here to be a part of, correct? I want you here, Ladybug. I want you
I'm
here, Boss
flying
Lady.
down there. I'm coming. I'm
I'm
coming.
so excited that you're coming. I really am. And so that's what this summit is all about. Us like-minded investors collaborating together to do land development, to purchase affordable housing, and strategically set this thing up so that we can build one lot, one house at a time, and then it grows and grows and grows, and it takes on a life of its own. And it's going to be work. Let's just be clear. We already know anything that's easy is not worth, as they say. And if it was easy,
Nothing good comes
everybody
easy.
would do it. If it was easy, they say, like I said, right? Everybody would do it. And it's
Hmm.
not, but it's so worth it. It's so, I think for
Hmm.
me, it's the legacy
Yes.
and building something and leaving it for your children to benefit from when you're no longer here, opposed to leaving them with a lot of debt. Let's
Yes.
leave them
Yes.
some real estate. Let's leave them some houses. Let's leave them some subdivisions,
Yes.
one lot, one house at a time, just
Yes.
like what you're doing right now with what you have acquired. So thank God for the
Yeah.
Antoinette
And I bring my
Jones.
children back and forth with me.
Oh, they
Yeah, it's
stick
nice
experience it
to
too.
bring my kids back and forth.
Okay, very good.
And I bought the
I
houses
like
across
that.
the street from each other, and I call them the Maplewood twins.
The Maplewood twins. So Antoinette, I don't know.
Yes.
We have a few
And
people
so
on
they
the
know
call
that's
that,
the Aiden house, that's the Tristan house.
oh, they're named after the kids. Okay, I like it. So I don't know how many people on here are interested in looking at this auction for October, but I do want you to put your information in the chat. That's number 6. Okay. 2991 Waverly. Okay, that's another one that you had sent to me. I don't know if we could just, who's interested, but if you're interested in doing something in Detroit, registering for the auction, I'd like for you to leave your contact information, boss lady, so that people can contact you, talk offline with you about the upcoming auction in October, and let you share with them, how you do business with working with people out of state, and see if we can acquire some of these auction properties, because I tell you, to be able to get something like what you've shown us here today, and I'm going to just go back to my favorite one. There she is right there, 3320 Fullerton. um
Mhm.
for those of us that are just joining in, um to be able to talk to you offline about the auction, I would like for you to put your information in the chat so that they can connect with you offline. So what is your cell phone number that you want, or your business line? There you go. Okay. So
Mhm.
if there's anybody out here, any of the boss investors online, any next level, I hope that you see this. It is being recorded. Um, so therefore, what I'm going to say is that they can go back and listen to this. But if they want to connect with you, your information is right here, for them to call you offline. Dolores, what is it? Time hcr@gmail.com. DELORESTINE.
Dolores Steen.
Dolores Steen. I'm
Hmm.
sorry.
Dolores
R,
Steen.
okay, R HRC at gmail.com. Okay.
HRC.
Yeah, hrc@gmail.com. Is that
Hmm.
a family member of yours?
Yes, that's my mom's name.
I love it. Who would have thought? You're so creative. You're such the boss, lady.
Hmm.
Okay. Um. Hey, North Carolina. Patrina Walker, Miss Jones, Layla Lee. So, guys, anybody have any other questions? For those that are coming on a little late, if you have any questions, please feel free to ask Antoinette. She will be attending the girls' trip here with us on the 3rd, 4th, and then the summit's the 5th, and then the brunch is on the 6th. When are you coming into town? When are you flying in? You didn't get here for Friday's festivities, Antoinette? I said, when are you flying in?
Yeah, I need to go ahead and I need to book my flight, but I'll go ahead and come like on the second.
Okay, okay. All right. Well, we
The
will
second.
definitely, the 2nd of October, we'll definitely connect, catch up with each other, chat, and then we'll go over and hang out with some of the ladies from Next Level, and of course, real estate ladies that rock. Uh, we are all one. That's my favorite song right now. Rest in peace, Frankie Beverly, because I'm sure gonna acknowledge you at the summit, because that's what this is about. We are one,
Mhm.
and together we win. As my brother says, no second place anymore. And as my girl says, we not going back. All right, family. So that's what I have for you today. Thank you, boss lady,
Mhm.
for coming on. I know you out in
Yeah,
Cali. You're
and I just started
hours
my
behind.
vision.
I'm sorry.
Mhm.
What did you say?
Oh, a part of my vision, I always was thinking maybe buy like 500 homes in the same neighborhood. And if we all stick together and do that, and we're raising comps, we're strengthening community, we're really affecting change. And so I use like Detroit like the template. Like if this could all really come together, how great could that be? And how we have the recipe that actually stirs the pot and turns us to good. So then we just go to the next zone and the next zone, and we just move together. We're still building wealth while creating so much change. Because we
Absolutely.
got to do it for the kids after, but we got to honor our legacy and do the best we can while we're here too.
That's right. Preach, sister.
Yep. But all right, thank
Love it,
y'all.
lady. All right, sweetie. I'll see you on the call me on the 2nd. I'll see you on the 3rd. Can't wait to see you at the summit. Thanks to my audience. Thanks to Next Level. Real Estate Ladies Rock. We appreciate you guys joining in. God bless you. Make it a great day on purpose. And I will see you Next Level on Monday night's call. And Antoinette, we're going to talk about you maybe coming back at some point. I don't know what the schedule is for Monday, but we'll see if we can come back and continue this conversation. And maybe I'll do a segment on my rehab thing and my project that I just finished up, and talk about some of the challenges that you have when you work with new contractors that that have worked on smaller little handyman things, and then you bring them into a space that's a bigger project, and they unravel. It's like, get it together, people. Anyway, but I got to get out of here. God bless you,
Oh
my
no.
sister. Thank you so much for coming on the call today. Next
Mhm.
Level, Real Estate Ladies Rock. I'll see you guys real soon. Bye for now.
You too.
Thank you, dear.
Thank
Appreciate you.
you. Bye, everybody.
Bye.